What is the structure have something done used for? Okay, this is kind of simple and it's connected, of course, to the topic of passive voice. But there are a couple of things to take into account. So you've got to remember, in this case, you have always an object in between the have and the past participle, okay? When this, you use this structure when you want to refer to the fact that you don't do the action on your own. You do it, you pay or you have some other person do it for you. That is with the verb have in this case. That's the connotation it has. Let's take the example we have here. She cleans her house every Saturday. This action means she cleans it herself. Now, if you say, she has her house cleaned every Saturday, this means she has another person clean her house, okay? So here, it's very important to remember that have here is not an auxiliary verb in this construction. So we need to use do or the auxiliaries, did, do, for negative sentences or questions. Like, for example, she doesn't usually have her house cleaned, okay? It's not, sometimes we confuse whether the verb have is a verb or an auxiliary. How do we know this? Okay, if it's not the structure of a perfect tense, like a present perfect tense, well, in that case, it is an auxiliary. Then it's either the verb have, and here, if we analyze it a little bit in Spanish, it could be like a have. Ella tiene a alguien que limpia la casa por ella. Okay, so it's like a little bit connected with that. So the structure have something done. It's tener a alguien para hacer algo que uno no hace. The have can be used in any tense, in any verb tense. We can have future, I'm gonna have. Present continuous, she's having. Present perfect, I've had. Past, he had. And then you see that it's like a constant. You have the tense, then you have the object, and then you have the third column of the main action you are talking about. We use this structure also when the connotation is a negative one, like in this case, the example is when someone has been stolen or the destruction of a house. So we say he had his wallet stolen in Brazil, or they had their house destroyed by the storm. Okay, so that's another point to mark. And then have a look at this structure, which is very similar, but it's not with have, it's with get. For those of you who love the verb get, you're going to have fun in this video because some of my students complain the verb get has many, many uses, and I absolutely agree with them. So with get, there's a slight difference and connotation. It's like, okay, I need to get my eyes tested. They got their home rebuilt. She got her body burnt. In this case, it's like equivalent to have, very similar. But have a look here. When you use get someone to do something, you imply that you had to force that person to do it, that person didn't really want to do it. You sort of convinced. So let me rewind. Here you have an object, not a person. So here has nothing to do with the next example. So this is here a total equivalent of have. But when you're talking about a person and then do something, like you are trying to push or convince that person do it instead of you. Okay, so always remember, if there's a point in the video that has not been so clear, rewind, stop or pause, and take a screenshot and then read the example, take your time, and keep the screenshot for later check. I hope it has been of great help for you. Thanks a lot. See ya.